Hello, thanks for tuning in. I'm here with some very interesting news from the UK, and I'll just read out the headline. The UK Supreme Court has ruled that Christian-focused religious education taught in Northern Ireland schools is unlawful. Now, this is an action that was brought by two parents who challenged the way that certain things were happening in the school that their daughter was going to. This is when she was aged between 4 and 7, because they were not Christians and her daughter was going to school. At lunchtime, they were all saying grace, saying prayer before their meals. She was going into religious education classes and effectively being taught that Christianity is true. So the Supreme Court have come back and they've said that this is unlawful. Now, this is after originally the two parents took the Department of Education to the High Court, and won. So they proved their case in the High Court. The Department of Education appealed, and this ruling was overturned. It's been taken to the highest level, which is the UK Supreme Court, and they've now said that the original High Court ruling was correct. So this is being upheld, that the way that Christian-focused religious education is taught in Northern Ireland schools is unlawful, because they've got religious education going on in the classes, and the way the teachers are putting it across is that Christianity is the absolute truth. Now, what they've said is that it's not. I've got my mobile phone here. I'm just reading from the BBC. What they've said, the ruling has said that religious education in Northern Ireland is not being approached in an objective, critical, and pluralistic manner, adding that the current syllabus amounted to pursuing the aim of indoctrination. Now, this is absolutely wonderful. This is just exactly the kind of news that I want to hear, because let's face it, this sort of indoctrination process in Christian societies starts in the schools. Yeah, it starts in Sunday schools, in churches as well, but it certainly shouldn't be going on in state-funded schools, where we have obviously a number of religious faiths and, of course, humanism, non-religious belief, etc. There's no way that children should be taught in school with a Christian bias, and this ruling is long overdue. I'm delighted to read about it. Now, there has been quite a lot of reaction to it, mainly coming from Northern Ireland politicians who are deeply Christian. And for example, there's one, Jim McAllister, a unionist, is saying that he's deeply disturbed by the news that the cornerstone of education in Northern Ireland has been the Christian ethos, etc., etc. But I think he's missing the point that we should not be teaching children in school that, for example, there's a God who created the universe in 7 days, rested on the seventh, that this same God sent his Son, Jesus Christ, to atone for the sins of mankind. He was born of a virgin birth, etc., etc. There's no way that that should be taught in schools with anything other than the point that this is a faith. This is a faith. This is what Christians believe. Muslims believe something else. Hindus believe something else. This is just one of the many faiths in the world. But no, it's being taught from a Christian perspective that is actually true. So we'll keep watching this to see what happens. It may well be that there won't be huge changes in Northern Ireland, but there may actually be small changes. I understand from reading this article that there are crucifixes up in a lot of Northern Ireland classrooms, pictures of Jesus, etc. So this is at least a start to dismantling the indoctrination which is going on in Northern Ireland schools. It used to go on in English schools when I was at school in the 70s. Yeah, I remember the Christian perspective and the Christian bias that came in education. We said prayers in the morning. That no longer happens in British schools. That's a thing of the past. But Northern Ireland's a bit different. They've got a very religious society. They've got Protestants and Catholics. The society is kind of split down the middle, but it's very, very Christian. However, religion is one thing and education is another. And I would like to see biased religious perspectives out of British schools. They should be kept in the church so that people, if they want to go there, if they want to bring their children to church and be indoctrinated, let them take them to church, but let's not have it in classrooms. Okay, well, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.